Hello everyone, so my name is Peyton and I will be doing my report on Germany. So first off, I want to just say the population of Germany is 83,783,942, and Germany is located in Western and Central Europe, bordering Denmark to the north, Poland and the Czech Republic to the east, Austria to the southeast, and Switzerland to the south and southwest. And it is the seventh largest country in Europe and the 62nd largest country in the world, which I thought was pretty cool. So first off, I want to start talking about how women's rights were in the past, like the 19th, 20th century. So basically, in that time period, women were meant to take care of the household. I don't want to say maid, but just the woman of the house, take care of the children, cook, all sorts of that. But another thing that I found that was pretty cool that not a lot of other countries were doing in the 20th century was in 1919, women got the right to vote. And around that time, women in West Germany began a movement to have more rights because of the political decision makers did not strongly support the idea of women's emancipation. So the German Democratic Republic, it was a principle that women could be freed when they were integrated into the production and work environment. And there are three phases of this republic. So the first phase was in 1946, and it went all the way to 1965, and this focused on integrating women into the work life, incorporating them out of the house and into the work life, which I think is very important. And the second phase began in 1963 and ran up to 1972, and this just continued to advance the training and qualification of women. And then the third and final phase was from 1971 to 1989, and it focused on achieving a work-life balance. So it's that balance between women being in the home, taking care of family, and working outside of the home, having a job. So I also want to talk about how women were during World War II. So during World War II, they served as welfare workers, teachers, secretaries, nurses, and many other occupations. And I think some of them were guards in concentration camps during the Holocaust, which I thought was pretty important to say. And a minority of German women were resisted in the regime's policies or were branded biologically inferior, were persecuted. And so I want to talk about women now in Germany. So I'm gonna say like the fourth phase of the German Democratic Republic. It's running from 1989 to today. And I guess in today's world, women have more independence, they have more decision-making, power, responsibilities, and, today they have the same equal rights as men, which I think that's amazing. But in 1989, Germany was getting, reunified, like East and West Germany were. So West Germany was a lot more advanced in human rights than East Germany. So when they both got reunified, East Germany had to adapt to the changes that were made for women in the West so they can create that balance. I think today, since they have more independence, more decision-making, have equal rights as men, it's just very important because women only used to depend on their husbands, and now they are able to go out into the world, work, and And another thing I found that was important to add is that Germany has the largest gender pay gap in Europe. So women earned on average 19% less than men, mostly relates to childcare needs that are not met by government programs. And although major political parties are led by women, it appears that they are underrepresented in local and state level politics, which I thought was pretty interesting. I want to touch on the bills that have been put in place for the future of women's rights. So there is an expansion of childcare to enable women to maintain current employment status and positions, which I think this is a very important thing to be put in place, just so women know that the jobs that they have, they will be able to keep those jobs in the future. And I think this will also help narrow the gender pay gap as well. I want to touch on the Chancellor Angela Merkel and what she's done for human rights. She's the first female Chancellor of Germany, which I think is pretty awesome. She is also often referred to one of the most powerful women on the global political stage, and, love that women power. She recently pushed for awareness of how the pandemic has resulted in childcare and homeschooling to fall on women's shoulders, which I think is really important and awesome that she did address that. And she also stresses the necessity of women in leadership roles such as healthcare. And 75% of healthcare workers are women, but only 30% of the healthcare leadership are women. I also want to touch on just what the government has been doing for women. So the German government supports international agreements and frameworks of policies that are aimed for achieving gender equality and empowerment of women both in the house and out in the world. Public awareness campaigns in collaboration with local non-government organizations are at the forefront with the continuation of women's rights and equality, which with this one, I think this is really important, because the more people are advocating for women's rights, the more people are going out there and showing other people what is important to them, the more that they will listen. So I think that's very important. And the government also is active in pushing the prevention of violence against women and domestic violence, and at the Council of the Europe Convention. I also think this is really important and really great what the government is doing, because they know that violence against women and domestic violence is bad. They know that it's inhumane and not good. So the fact that they are trying to prevent that from happening in their country is awesome. Another thing that I found is that 73% of women in Germany are gainfully employed today. And when I saw that, I was just kind of shocked at how far women have come in this country. Not even 50 years ago, women did not have even half of the rights that they do now. And I just think it's really awesome that today there's over 50% of women have jobs or out in the world doing things. And I just think it's awesome. And yeah, so that is my take on Germany, and I hope this video taught you something. And yeah, have a good week, everyone.